Hey guys, this is Kayla. I just wanted to do a quick little video on using adjustment layers for highlighting and contouring, specifically the curves adjustment layer. So what we would do, let me show you really quickly though, the effect of this. So this is without my main highlights and shadows on this profile picture that I did for my best friend, and this is with it on, and it's a huge difference. But what's really great about it is that I can go back and I can adjust this and tweak this however I want. And so it's awesome. It's amazing. I can even make these highlights turn into contours if I want to. So it's really great, and you can get some really weird and cool effects doing this anyway. So let me restore that. Let's start from scratch here. I'm just going to use the original picture from the photo shoot to show you this method. Just really quickly, I'm not really going to do anything artistic or anything. I'm just going to show you the practical application of it. So what we do is, okay, we've got our document open, our picture that we want to do. And so what we'll do is go down to the icon down here that is for adjustment layers. And we will click on curves. And this one's going to be our highlights. And so what we will do is we will click down here on this in this graph, and we will drag this maybe up towards here maybe a little bit for some natural highlights. Now you don't want to go too far where you start blowing out all the highlights or the light tones in the picture. You want to go just enough where you can see still some detail. So I'm going to use this. This is great. I'm going to name this highlighting. Trying to make this quick because I recorded this before and it was way too long and way too big of a file. So we're going to repeat this and make one for shadows or contouring. And so I'm going to drag this graph down here.
It's 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Mr. Mac. Anyway, I drag this down for some nice shadows and exit that. Now what we want to do is paint it in, basically. The mask here on this adjustment layer acts as a way of telling the filter to apply in only the areas that I paint in. So right now it's enabled when it's white. So anything that is painted white in this mask is going to be visible. It's going to show the effects of the adjustment layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invert this by holding down Command or Control and I, and that will invert and sort of disable the mask. Do that here, and now we can grab our brush. We can make it nice and soft. We can make it whatever size we want. Maybe lower the opacity a little bit so we don't go too strong. But just for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to go down too low. So, and then you can start painting in what you want. I forgot to name this really quickly. Let's see, contour. Okay, so make sure, by the way, that you have this mask selected before you start painting it in. And so you can start going over, the areas that you want to highlight. I'm not really going to make this, super artistic. I kind of have to go in a few minutes. But you can use this as a way to highlight. And what's great about this is that you can always go back and tinker it any way that you want. Oh wow, that is way too harsh. Especially now that you have this mask, you can always go back and paint in black. You can push X to switch these swatches here, and you can go back with black to erase whatever it is that you did. See, the highlights that I drew here are going away. So that's basically the gist of it. But it's very powerful. It's not destructive. So that means that I'm not damaging or touching anything on the original layer. This is all on top, and it acts in a way that it applies this effect without re-rendering or adding more pixel data. So it doesn't take up much space. Look, I mean, it only increased by what? Less than a megabyte? Something like that. from the original document size. So this is really great for especially computers that aren't that new, or maybe not that updated, or if you have issues running Photoshop on your computer. This is a really neat trick for you. But I must mention that this is pretty much standard in retouching and in the graphics design community. This method was actually taught to me by my graphics design instructor last year. He's Photoshop certified, and he taught us this. He also taught us the other method, which uses like a gray, like a 50% gray layer, a regular layer, and you use the dodge and burn. I'm not going to show this in this video. If you want to see a video for that, let me know. But right now, let me just get to the contouring and show you what that looks like. So I'm going to switch these swatches again. And you can see how I can go in and do, whoa, that's really strong. I can go in here and do my little contouring, whatever, and add some depth, add some shade, you know, in the areas that I want. And then I can adjust them. So if I didn't like the way this looked, maybe it's a little too dark for me, I can adjust it in the curves layer. It's almost as if I didn't do anything now. So yeah, by the way, if you bring this back to center, that's going to basically put it back to default. But you see the power of this. You know, you can always go back and tweak and adjust it, and it's awesome. And if you add like an S curve, then you can get some like really weird, like overblown, crazy. Okay, but maybe you don't want that. So anyway, that's pretty much the gist of it. I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you think, and if you've got any questions, let me know. Okay, bye-bye.